Hello, this is Don, and we have been treating the subject of e-learning, what you need to look for in developing an e-learning system, the challenges in implementing an e-learning system. Today, what we're going to look at is what are the steps involved in implementing an e-learning system. Of course, like any project, sound planning and pre-planning is of the utmost importance. You probably are aware that many projects that don't get planned initially are either doomed to begin and then drop off because of lack of resources or lack of personnel. So it's very, very important to plan your e-learning project from the onset. The first thing you want is a workable plan. Typically, you want to analyze the current situation. Look at what are you currently doing, how many users do you currently have in place, what are some of the systems that you have in place, what are the challenges you have in place. Questions such as how many users do you have today that are on your system, and then of course how many users would you have in about 3 years. Questions like how many courses do you currently offer, and what are the frequency of updating those courses. Of course, many of our users also ask us about what kinds of multi-formatted course formats that you can use in your e-learning. Are you looking at simply video-based, audio, simulations, flash-based courses, PDFs, PowerPoints? So of course all of these questions should be asked at the onset in your planning stages. And of course, everybody knows what is the budget. Do you have the budget to begin, implement, and of course evaluate this project as it goes on? So all of those questions are very important in the pre-planning stage. The next step is to get internal stakeholders. Now, what do I call internal stakeholders? These are going to be team members that will help you not only map out your scope of work, your statement of work, but also very instrumental in the implementation stages and of course in the review stages. So you need to find a proper team that will work with you in launching your e-learning project. Now, as you assemble your team, it's important to develop a set of objectives. What do you want to get out of your e-learning? Typically, you're looking at, are you trying to implement compliance-based training? Are you looking at streamlining your training so you're not overstressed and having to repeat the same course content over and over again in classroom training? For example, do you want to cut costs in your budget? Are those some of the objectives that you need? And so establishing a set of objectives will enable you to create a statement of work. And now this statement of work is very important because this is what you're going to use to go and identify potential e-learning vendors in the market. Ask them for copies of a proposal, RFPs essentially, for them to submit RFPs so you can consider vendors in the market and how they meet these objectives. It's important to list some of your objectives as desired and then as needed. The reason is because you want to make sure that you get all your as needed features met in view of your budget constraints, obviously, and of course your as desired features as what I call a gravy or cream on the top. If you get them, great, but these features would not impinge on your being able to implement your e-learning. So certainly get your as needed and as desired features in your statement of work objectives there. And then, of course, research the market. There's a ton of providers out there. Not everybody is of the same caliber, so it's absolutely important to research the market. Seek to use free trials if available. Those are important options and opportunities for you to test drive some of these systems without having to make any commitment. So see if you can get some free trials. See if you can get folks on some of these e-learning vendors staff to help you map out the next steps. And then, of course, in our next video tutorial and discussion, we're going to be identifying how you go about selecting an e-learning vendor. But of course, being able to map out your statement of work, your objectives, would allow you to pinpoint the vendor that best meets your needs in designing and delivering your e-learning project. This has been done. I hope this expose has been helpful in the steps you need to take in implementing your e-learning strategy. Of course, you need to assemble your team. You need to analyze your current business practices, look at budgets, ask questions. of course, get a statement of work, and then research the e-learning market space to find a vendor that best meets your needs. And then in our continuing videos, we'll address some of those next steps. Thank you very much.